Hi everyone. Hi.
Hello.
I actually realized that last time we didn't mention what episode number we're on. I'm sure we're on episode 100 now.
No, 98. This one's 98.
98. Oh, I'm like so sad. Like I'm happy that we reached 100 episodes, but I'm so sad that we're gonna do 100 episodes on Housewives of Lagos.
I know.
No, actually, no. We'll figure
I
this out.
know.
We'll
That's
figure
fine.
this
We'll
out.
figure this out.
We'll
Figure it
make a
out where?
way. We'll make episode 100 part 2 of Durban Housewives. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to. It'll have to be. It has to be like 100. Has to be a good episode for everybody, including
Exactly.
us.
Exactly.
It has to
Because
be killer for everybody.
Faves, like I'm sure we're not the only ones who are just like, what's going on?
Yeah, what is going on? I don't know, guys. Yeah, watching episodes 4 and 5. Yeah, hey, yeah. Yeah.
It's
I don't
just
even know, like, because I don't even know, like, I just have so many like thoughts. But I'm like, do we review the episode? Because I have nothing to say about the episode. I just have thoughts about like the show in general. Because I'm like, I don't know, but like, you guys listen so that we can review. So yes, we're gonna review it. But I'm like, what am I actually gonna talk about
yeah. And I mean, okay, I
before we
do
do
have
that?
like
You
some
know?
notes. I do have some notes for like episode
Yeah.
5. Like I have no notes, very little notes for episode 4, but I do have like some notes. So at least we have something to like talk about. But like what I appreciate is that you have figured out like what is actually wrong with the show, and we can
Yes.
definitely discuss that.
Yeah. At least. Yeah. Because I was watching it and I was like, what is actually? Because now since we've spoken about it the last time, in the last episode, the last podcast episode, I've been thinking about, I was like, what is actually missing? And then after watching this, I was like, okay, now I know what it is. I know where things are going wrong here. Now I can see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Same. I'm very happy we can do like a young deep dive. But first of all, what are you sipping on, girl?
I'm sipping on a Siavana, a nice Savannah in the can.
Whew, as cold as it is, you're brave.
Sipping on a Siavana. We went to the free state. It was my grand's birthday. And I was telling my mom when we came back, I was like, we literally went to the free state to go groove and then come back.
How were the birthday celebrations?
Oh no, we went to go groove. No, we hit the top floor. I told my grand, and this is what it's going to be like when she turns 88. I said when she reaches 90, it's going down. It's a bash. Everyone's
Put
invited.
out
The
it
whole township is
out.
invited. It's going to be a bash. I told her, and I told her, I said if she reaches 100, I said if she can do 100, I said we're closing down the city, we're closing it down for her.
Right?
I told her,
Right?
I told her, girl, let's take it to the top. Let's take it to 100.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And also your grand is she's just such a vibe. So I can definitely see that.
She was living. She was living. Shame. What are you sipping on?
I'm just having some tea, some rooibos. Actually, this is not rooibos. It's what African leaves is the variant of what it's called. Five roses African leaves, but it tastes like rooibos basically. It tastes like five roses, so just a bit stronger.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Keeping me nice and warm. Hey, these days are the cold is creeping up.
Listen, when we drove in, we felt the temperatures drop. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but it's cold up in here.
Yeah, so issues. The tea's keeping me company, but yeah, let's do a deep dive, guys, into Real Housewives of Lagos, episode 4 and 5. So yeah, another 2 weeks has gone by. Another
Yep.
2 weeks of like
Episodes.
our episodes. I mean, look, 5 was I think slightly better. I think the addition of Mariam has like added some spice, but
I
it's
can
just
agree with
not
that.
enough. It's just not
It's
enough.
not enough. It's
No.
not enough.
So
But yeah,
okay,
you can be right. 5 was better.
let's discuss like what you feel is wrong with the show, which I completely agree with once you started
Yeah.
texting me.
Yeah. So number one, I think definitely you can tell that the women are not being produced. People want to complain about producer interference, but there's a reason why producers exist and why they go to their jobs. They
There's a
direct
reason why producers are devils because they bring
exactly
out the worst in these women, and that's what we
because
want.
they're doing They're meant to be in your ear. They're there to teach you how to direct the conversations because the women are always together. So direct the conversations.
Mm,
They're there to direct you in the scenes on what, not necessarily what to say, but like let's handle this topic. Like they are. The thing is, producers are also there to create the storylines.
yeah,
Right
yeah.
now, we're not following a single story. We're on episode 5. We're not following a single storyline. I can't tell you what the crux of the season is. I don't
Mm,
know. I can. We all we know is that Laura doesn't like a couple of people, but then and what? Like, it's not like the beef is like carrying on. It's not like the beef is escalating, right? The beef is in and out.
exactly.
So we're
It
not.
is
So
in
we're,
and out. Like all we know is
so we're
that
not
Laura makes a
following
great
anything,
villain. That's all we know. She makes a great
and
villain,
that
and like
and
if she could be
whoever's
produced well, like we'd have
exactly.
so much more progress.
Exactly. So we're not following a storyline. The women are not being produced, and you can tell that the women are holding back. And I was talking to a friend of mine from Nigeria, and she
Yes.
was just saying like how she's not surprised how it's turning out, considering how like Nigerians like to. She lives in Nigeria, by the way. So this is coming from her as well. So what she's saying is because she lives there, but she's
Mm,
just saying how some people like to pretend and things like that in the Nigerian culture, and it's all
mm,
you want to. She's not surprised by how things you can tell that the women are holding back. You can't come on a show like this and not want to talk about your ex-husband. Like, unfortunately, we have to talk about certain things. Like, everything can't
mm,
be protected. Unfortunately, like this is a show about your life, and if
yeah.
you are a divorcee with 2 kids and you divorce a billionaire, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean it's a very interesting topic to talk about. And even if you like compare it to like Durban and what happened in Durban when Nonku wanted to talk about why like Sfiso saying that he wanted her back and then she was ready to leave Ayanda, even though Lakonko like said no, we don't want to talk about this. There was still drama at the end of it because it still carried on and it's still
Yes,
like we saw Nonku being pissed off and then it carried on the next day. Whereas like with these women, when like Carolina said no, I don't want to talk about it, that was done and dusted. Like that was just it. There was no pushing. Like there's no one is trying to antagonize anyone. And like
one.
when you talk about this thing of like pretense, Chioma, I cannot deal with her. I love her fashions.
Yeah, we love her
Love the
fashions.
fashions. Lovely gowns, beautiful
Lovely,
gowns.
beautiful
But
gowns,
she
but
is just you can tell that the cameras are on her and she's so focused on the cameras all the time. And it's very boring to watch.
very boring to watch. Like, it can't go on like that. And I think also, like, I don't know how obviously the contracts work, right, for each of the franchises or whatever. But from what
Yeah.
understand, especially from like the international franchises, like I think I spoke about this in the last episode, the fact that Laura didn't go on that trip contractually, that should not be allowed because it's
Laura
part of your
and
job.
Iyabo with this
And
trip
yeah,
as
but
well.
exactly. Like contractually, like it's part of your job. Like you signed up for something. If we're saying we're shooting for 6 months, you're showing up for 6 months. And
Yeah.
if other housewives have to do it, these women don't even like, think about someone like Nene Leakes, who for a whole season didn't get along with anybody, but she showed up to all those things. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of
Mm-hmm.
your job, guys. So I think like things like that being allowed, even in episode 5, before we get into it, but just quickly, like when Tiana didn't show up, Toyin didn't show up to one of when they went to the go-karting thing. I was like, how was that possible? Like you're on a trip, you have to participate. But
Mm-hmm.
also,
And
let's
where
say,
were you?
where were you? See, fine. Like, fine, she didn't show up, but what was she doing then? And why are we not going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about why you weren't there? Like, fine,
Mm-hmm.
don't show up, but where were you then? Like, it needs to be a conversation as to why you weren't there because we're on a trip together. So I feel like sometimes it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's just certain rules and regulations when it comes to housewives. Like, in terms of, like, especially with our franchises, we are coming our franchises are coming out much later. Like the stage has already been set, right, for Housewives. So you already know what's expected
Mm-hmm.
from you of you. We know what we're gonna get. We know the type of people that we're looking
Mm-hmm.
for. We know we always have to have a matriarch and things like that. Like you know what you're looking for in terms of like the formula. Like it's already been put out there for us. So like
Exactly.
we shouldn't fail. Like our show should not be bad because it's already been. This is not OC season 1. This is not the first
Like all you
Housewives
have to
ever.
do
Like
is just follow the form. Yeah, just follow the formula. Like if the wheel ain't broke, don't fix it. Like
fix
that's all they have to
it.
do, and that's what RuPaul always says to these drag queens. Like if there's someone that you admire, just do it, but also do it in your own way. And like we're not getting any of that. And I think another important thing that you mentioned as well that there's too much narrating. There is way too much narrating.
It makes no sense. When someone is saying, "Oh, I walked up to the ladies and they all loved what I was wearing," we're watching that. You don't have to narrate it for me. I know that they
Ah,
like your outfit based off of their reaction. Like you can't narrate a moment or a scene. We have to watch it.
yeah.
You can't
Literally,
describe moments,
it's very dead. And then they also like they're describing like moments that are just so boring that like we don't care about. Like
girl.
I don't care about you feeling how the ladies reacted to you wearing like a pink dress because everyone else was wearing black. Like I don't care about that narration. I want to care about like how you feel when they said A, B, and C. You know,
Exactly.
so
Yes,
yeah.
we want to know how you feel about something. So if somebody says, "Oh, Chioma said this about me," instead of you saying Chioma said this, you're saying Chioma said this and
This
no,
is
no,
how
no,
I
no, I didn't
feel.
like it. I don't like it. Whatever else, how like you know what I mean? Like the narrations is where we're getting your unfiltered reaction to something because it's
Yeah.
not in the moment anymore. Because now the moment has come and gone. Now, how do you really feel about it?
In fact, who are these
It's
producers? Because
unfiltered.
I feel like I need to just send them a
I
DM. I
want
need
to
to send them
know
questions like, are you doing your job? Like, are you really doing your job? Or are
because
the ladies
because
just
now we
like
don't even
refusing to
know.
cooperate? Which one is it?
I think it's a combination of both. I think it's also
Mm-hmm.
production because also even the way that it's being edited sometimes I feel like sometimes I'm watching raw footage to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not being
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
edited nicely either. It's not a lot of production and of the women themselves because obviously the women have to give as well.
Yes.
They have
Yes.
to give.
And
So I don't know. Like I think what I've realized with the other like franchises, especially, I think is you see it with Durban a lot. Like I think people understand that the platform is important. So I don't know if these women just don't think the platform is like important to them. They don't need it. But like if you think about
mm,
someone like Durban, like someone like Nongunyu launching her wine thing on the show, it's now successful. Like it's a stepping stone, to something else, right? And it's a bigger
maybe
platform.
and maybe that's the problem. Like I feel like not a lot of these women are too successful. Not a lot of them are thirsty. You know, like when you look at someone
Yeah.
like Miriam,
Yes.
even if you can say Miriam is trying too hard, maybe she is thirsty because like her level of success, okay, success by like material wealth, of course. I think everyone's definition
Yes.
of
Yes. Yes.
success should be different, but like in terms of material wealth, like a lot of these women have money, so they don't need that thirst of like, okay, I need to be the most extra so that like when I promote my wine, people remember A to B. You know, like maybe
Exactly.
that's also the other reason.
You know what I mean? And that's true. Think about someone like Annie on Real House of Durban, her boutique and aesthetics, whatever it is, like that's doing really well. From we
Mm,
learned about it from the show. Like so I feel like it's not I feel like the women are not using it as a stepping stone because maybe for them they feel like they don't need it as a stepping stone. So like then what do we then rather I watch somebody that was on Big Brother Nigeria then, someone that is still on the come up then. Let me
yes,
watch that person instead because they might give.
yes,
Because they are
yes.
hustling.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah, I'm actually glad that we figured this out. Honestly,
Thank you.
I'm
Right?
sad
Because
we
it was
figured it out
annoying,
so
eh?
early, though. That's the problem. Like, we still probably have 7 more episodes to watch.
And then a reunion, yo. Yo, and the thing is like it's just not giving. And like I keep thinking, okay, maybe the preview for episode 6. I even watched it. I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna give. Yo, I was like, I said, I don't know anymore. I don't know. I actually don't know anymore.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad to see, and like, I mean, okay, I guess one thing we can talk about is the fashions. So maybe like in future episodes, we can always talk about like our favorite outfits of from each episode. You know, like
Yes,
in like also something a
yes.
bit more
Okay, I
positive.
can do that.
Throwing shade at
Yeah,
these ladies all the time. I think they get it
I
as well because
wish
they probably watch.
like sometimes I wish that maybe like we weren't like so into Housewives. Like I wish because sometimes I wish that we just went into Housewives and maybe we wouldn't be so critical of the show. But because we are into reality TV a lot, we understand like what's needed, and we've had so many reality TV shows. Like there's just so many shows out there for you to
Hmm.
know what you're looking for. So like I'm just curious, like if any of you are enjoying the show, please let me know. Like slide into our DMs or comment down below on if you're listening on YouTube. Like just let us know. Like
Please,
if you're enjoying it, tell us why. Because
please, like
also want to feel the
convince
same as you're
us.
feeling.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
yeah. Honestly,
So should
honestly.
we just talk about I guess the moments from each episode that we enjoy or big moments?
Yeah,
Anything
episode four,
any-
like I think the scene that really stuck out to me, not that I enjoyed it, but Chioma giving
yeah.
a prosthetic arm to her staff member. I was really
You know
shook
how I
at that
felt about
scene.
that. I don't know how I felt about that. I actually just don't know because I didn't know if I should be like, oh, this is so sweet, or was like if I because I was doing both. I was like, oh, this is so sweet. Then I was also cringing.
I
Do you know
was
what I mean?
cringing so hard because for me it's like rather just do this off camera. Like I don't know how comfortable this
More
man
comfortable.
feels. Exactly. Like the man did not look he did not look comfortable at all. Like while the arm was being put on, Chioma was putting on a fake smile. There was just yo, you could see through
Yes.
it.
It doesn't help that also that's the thing. It doesn't help that she's also not being authentic and being herself because when you now you that's why you're cringing through the whole scene because you're like she looks awkward, he looks awkward. Do they even
Mm,
like it's like because also then you start to question right the intentions behind it. What she's doing is a really good thing, right? Helping somebody that
mm,
wasn't without her maybe you wouldn't have been able to get that prosthetic arm. But now you're starting to question the intentions behind it. Like, is it for the
mm,
cameras? Is it
mm.
genuine? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to have to do that because it's a good moment to watch. But because she's not being herself and just authentic, it doesn't the scene was not heartwarming like it should have been. Like it
Yeah.
was just not heartwarming at all.
At all, at all, at all. Even when she's like narrating it, I was like, my gosh. When she said,
Um,
oh, you could see that he was like shook for words, he didn't know what to say. I was like, yeah, maybe because he feels uncomfortable and he wishes that this would have been done off camera. Or does he even want a prosthetic arm? I don't know if I'd want a prosthetic arm. I'm like personally for me,
man,
myself, if I had like one arm, I'd rather have one arm and people just realize I have one arm. Because now if I'm sitting in the
thing
taxi
is,
and then you feel my prosthetic arm and you feel
girl,
this plastic thing, you'll be shocked and it'll make you notice even more than like, yeah, personally for myself. I don't know about you. And yeah.
I think also what it would have been really nice about that is also just the build up. Because right now we're just watching the scene, right? We don't have any backstory. Yes, okay, we hear a little bit about he works for her, she's helping him out or whatever, and she's ordered it for him, and she's wanting to, it's been
Mm.
taking a while for them to get the arm, but it's been something that she's been working on. But it would be nice to
Mm.
get like some kind of build up to
The
this moment. Do
beginning,
you know
the
what I mean?
middle, the end. Yeah, her talking to the guy, asking if he wants the arm, them going to the doctor, and it ending with,
Thing is,
yes, look at you,
those scenes
producer.
didn't have to. But this is the thing. The scenes don't even have like you can even script those moments because obviously by the time they
Mm-hmm.
start filming this, I'm sure that the prosthetic had been ordered maybe months before that if it took this long. So you just have to script those things and be like, we're gonna have this moment too. Because also think about like as an audience member for us, like they have to I don't know, you have to build a story for us, and they're not doing. I feel like they're not doing that with this season. They're not building a story at all.
I love how like you're basically a producer.
I know I'm
You
so
literally
upset, but
just
I'm
said
like.
that like there was no setup, there was no middle, there was no end.
Well
It
set
just had
up,
an
and they
end.
had to. And the thing is, like, they could have faked that. They could have faked the build up.
They really could have. Honestly, and
Like
in
people
all sincerity, they really could have because
they really could
housewives
have.
do that. Kardashians do that. Hello.
Exactly. But even like when I think about my time on MKR, like the amount of times we had to repeat stuff, like it's just TV, but like you're there to also act. Much as it's like reality and we're being ourselves, you're also there to act
Yes, yes.
in one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're there to
Listen,
act.
Housewives of Lagos season 2. Like you are here, hey? If you guys
I
need
know.
producers, we're here.
I can put my dog in a dog hotel for however many months we need, and we will produce the hell out
We
of
will
those
produce the
women.
hell out of it. We will change a
Listen,
lot in terms of casting, and we will script a lot of those
listen.
scenes because you're right.
I have
There's no
to.
thirst, there's no setup, no one is being produced, and everyone is just being like fake and pretentious.
So what are we watching? Actually, what are we watching?
Watching.
Because I actually don't know what I'm watching.
Okay, another like
Genuinely.
positive that I will mention from episode what I noticed from episode 4, they do have like much better established shots, compared to Durban, and like
True.
less of those like
Yes.
blackout scenes, which I appreciated.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
actually
Should we
went
talk?
on a private jet. Like it was a private jet, not a
Yes.
charter plane.
But should we talk about Miriam now that we've met our next housewife?
Finally,
The
5 episodes
last
in, we've met her.
5
Yes.
episodes in.
How do you feel about her? Do you feel like she's trying too hard? Do you appreciate that she's at least giving something different?
I think I definitely think she's being. I do think that she's actually just being herself. I think that she's just like that. I don't think she's putting on for the camera or anything like that. She's
Mm,
definitely added a different element to the group, something a little bit more like lighter and fun. She just has
mm.
that kind of energy. You can see she's definitely unfiltered for sure,
Yes, yes,
which
yes.
I like. So now I'm like, okay, now that she because you can see she has all the elements, right? And you're thinking, hey, I hope something comes out of her being part of the group. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I hope now that because you can feel that she's added something different. Like now it just needs to it needs to now show up in the scenes. Like it needs to it needs to
Yeah.
create some drama.
Yes. In all honesty, like if I had to do like a season 2 and it'd say who do I want to get rid of, who would I want to keep? I'd definitely keep
Yeah,
her. I'd keep
same,
Toyin. I think Toyin does have potential for like drama if she could be produced and to be a matriarch. I'd keep Carolina because she gave us like that
same,
drama with her and Laura. I'd get
same.
rid of Iyabo and Chioma. Like, why? Why are they there? And I'd add
Yeah,
a lot
it's
more
not
housewives. I
good.
think them just
Yeah,
having six is not enough. They need
it's
eight.
not
They
enough.
need conflicting personalities. There's not enough conflicting personalities.
No, you're right. Totally right. But I mean, it's nice. Yeah, I think she's added something different. I'm here for her life. I loved her home. She had a beautiful, stunning, very like modern home. So I
Beautiful
loved her home.
home.
Beautiful
Beautiful
her.
home.
I loved her home. Shout out to her. You know, she married a white man. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you can see she's hella successful. Wears essentially a businesswoman. Wears a lot of hats on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm here for her. So I like her. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I am enjoying her. I thought, especially when I watch, so when we get more into this, like the scenes and stuff, like especially the when they played the pajama one, where they
Mm.
played all those games. Definitely, without her, that scene would have been even more boring than it was in any case.
That what I found that really funny that like the fact that like episode 5 started off with like crickets and them being bored. I was like, this is symbolic of the whole season, basically. This is symbolic of us watching the show. The irony,
Girl,
the dramatic irony in all of it. Episode 4, is anything
I
else interesting? I don't think so.
mean,
I got annoyed
thing
about how like they always talk about boyfriends and like marriage all the time.
true.
Like I think that bores me, but yeah. You were saying, sorry.
Oh, sorry, there's also just another thing. I think when the ladies, I wish there was more build up of the women being late because I don't understand how late were they, and then because now it seemed like other
Mm.
people were extremely early. I don't know if people were just really early or some people were just really late. Because like, who was waiting for 2 hours? Why? Well, how long did they
And
wait?
how? And exactly how? Because it's still an aeroplane, even though it's a private jet. Like I'm sure there's still a schedule. I've never been on a private jet, but I imagine that like
Yes.
if you're leaving at 3, you're leaving at 3. If you're not there, like the pilot has other places to be. You know?
Yeah, that was very confusing because I'm like, are people just really early or like they were just really late? Like it wasn't established enough.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't established enough because it really they that could have been good content because people being late bothers people. That's good content.
Oh yeah,
That can be a
also
fight.
another thing, like I wish they spoke about like the game that also Chioma loves these games and it's fun to bore me. But her two truths and a lie game, when she didn't talk about like how the house dog saved them from a fire. Like I wish she could have elaborated
I
on
don't know,
that.
girl.
Like what did the dog do? Did the dog get
What?
a hose pipe and now it's the firefighter dog of the house? I don't know. I was very confused.
I don't know, girl. And then also, I liked with the trip was that everybody's able to bring a +1. So I was like, okay, cool. We're bringing obviously adding more women to the episode, and obviously they friends. But then now we're not even when the friends of the show are giving. I said, hi.
Girl.
Not
Bro,
even your friends can give. Not even the +1s are giving.
no, that was whack. And also just for us to watch them play musical chairs, I'm like, out of all the games in the world, watching housewives play musical chairs, it's fun for me. It's not fun to watch.
That's not what when we watch them. We can watch them. That's the fact that we watch them play a full game. That was what it is for me. Like that should have been like a little moment, like a fast forward moment. You just see them playing, and then someone narrates in the back, one of the
Yeah.
housewives or whatever, and then we move on to like the spicy moment in the evening when they play a spicy game like Truth and Dare, whatever what they were playing, like things like that. But even when they played
It was
Truth or
giving
Dare,
very Big Brother Mzansi head of house challenge because we don't have a budget.
it was giving, yeah, it's giving arts and crafts.
It was giving us a graphs. Yes. Yes.
But then the women are still holding back because yes, the truth or dare game was spicy in the sense that yes, there were two very nice quick. Well, one of them obviously Caroline with her ex husband, but
Mm.
then I understand. Like I think I get Caroline's point around. Yes, she still respects him
Same.
as the father. as the father of her kids. I get that, but not
Same.
like you speaking about him doesn't mean that you're gonna bash him. Like we just want to know more. Because now
Yeah.
every time she doesn't want to talk about it, it's gonna send me to Google, so I have to Google it. That's all I have to do
And
now.
also
Is to
like
see that she refuses to speak about it.
and respect her not wanting to speak about it, but I just wish that like someone was a push her, be like, no, Caroline, like why don't you want to open up? I wish
Exactly.
someone could have pushed it to the point of like her snapping and then getting angry and walking out because that is what we want. I want to see like champagne being thrown in someone's face.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want slow
Girl.
slam.
Because even if when you guys are, and I hope like people that are listening watches the other franchises, like especially the American ones, like some people get upset about people not opening up enough. They're like, because everyone's very weird. Someone guys said like, you're not opening up enough. Like I don't know anything about you. We're seeing it right now in Durban with La Tonko.
Yeah.
People are upset. Some of the houses are upset because like you're not opening up enough. We don't know much about you. You're not open about your intimate life. When we ask you, you shut us down. Like so, I feel like you said, like somebody should have been there to keep pushing. So fine, maybe not pushing that moment, but next episode somebody must ask again. We're gonna ask until she answers.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, like not everyone here are close friends. A lot of them are co-workers, but at the same time, you need a producer to be like, no, don't you feel like she should be opening up? Someone should be pushing. Someone should be pushing one of the other housewives to be like, why aren't you
Yes.
opening up to get her upset? Because that is what we like to see: confrontation.
Again, where are the bloody producers?
Where are they? Where are
Where
they?
they at?
Osha, what's going on? Because you did Joburg, so answers, please.
Oh, it
Um,
makes no sense.
yeah, so
What else happened on that? Like that pajama thing was boring. I'm not gonna lie to you.
it was hella boring, hella boring. I think they too got a bit better towards the end. I was very interested in how like now Laura and Chioma are in this like flip flop phase of like, oh, I like her, oh, I don't like her kind of moments. Because when they after day two, I think Chioma went to go visit Laura's place and she was like, oh yeah, you're so much fun, da 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 da. But then, like when Chioma didn't come to Laura's event, she was like, "Oh, f her, I don't care about Chioma," which I kind of find interesting, and I hope they like expand on
Yes.
that. But it doesn't look like they're going to expand on that.
That's the thing.
Ugh.
Just talking about when Chioma went to to Caroline's room. So like the thing is, like after like maybe a big scene has happened, like a group scene has happened. Obviously, the next thing after that, the next day, women then meet up each other and debrief. I refuse for us to debrief about group scenes that are not exciting. We cannot debrief on something that was not that. Because now when you're like, how do you feel about yesterday? Nothing happened for me to feel anything. Like nothing. Like
Right?
we're now debriefing on what?
Yeah. They were debriefing on an empty night, like truly and honestly. Like we as friends have better debriefs about other parties than like what they were debriefing about. Honestly.
And that's not, like, what are we debriefing about? So it's horrible as a viewer because I already hated the scene, and now I must watch you debrief. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Boring on top of boring. They're just layering the boringness.
It was hella messy. It was very messy. But I think the dinner I do have like a few notes. I really did enjoy some of the outfits. I said Laura's dress is stunning, but now I'm trying to think what was Laura wearing? Was I saying Laura or did I mean Shioma? Maybe I meant Shioma. Because I always love what Shioma's wearing.
Tiana's dress was nice also. I liked what she was wearing.
What can you remind me? I think I forgot because I
Let me
forgot
check.
now.
I'm going to her page now. Let me see if she's put it up. But also, while I look for this dress, also um talking about that what's it called? The dinner.
Mhm.
Again, why you need producers? What were we talking about? There was no focus in that
Mm,
conversation. People were just talking about what I like, but like there was no main discussion.
mm,
Like I don't. That scene was horrible. Where was the producer interference? Like producer involvement? We're
yeah.
not following anything. I don't know what we're following.
Yeah, and it's also
Genuinely,
it's very like gosh, because even now I'm thinking about what the scene ended with, what episode 5 ended with. I don't know if you picked up anything else interesting from that dinner.
First of all, then my next issue is this.
Yeah.
The trip with the Abuja trip just ended. There was no closing. No one
Yes.
even
Yes.
in the ITM said what a wonderful trip. It was great bonding with the ladies. No,
Yeah.
like it just ended. Then the next scene we just see Iyabo's now back from her trip. Like there was no way to close the trip and say, not even see them off in an airplane. We didn't
Yeah.
even see an airplane. It didn't even have to be them in the plane. It could have been any plane. It could have been a shot of any plane. Just a transition to
Honestly.
let us know that the trip has now ended. We've moved on from that. They didn't even end
Or
off
like an
the trip.
establishing shot transition from Abuja to Lagos, and you see that bridge again. That bridge that they
Exactly.
love to show.
So that we know, so that either we know we're in the next day or we're we started a new timeline essentially. We're in a different timeline. Because now that I was so confused because by the time we got to the scene with it was who was it? Iyabo, Laura,
Laura and
Miriam, and Toyin.
yes.
I don't know what they would like. I see now you have to explain that scene to me. What was going on? Because now Laura is what happened? I don't know. I feel like I missed something when that scene came out because I was like, was I really not paying attention that badly? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it was literally just Laura telling them that she started a fashion line, collaborating with some other designer, and she was upset that Chioma
Okay.
wasn't there. Chioma and
So
her talking about Chioma and Caroline being like the freaking frack of Lagos. That was basically it.
so then now as a viewer, my issue is not that Chioma wasn't there. Why weren't we there? Where were the cameras?
Why weren't we
You can't
wherever
talk about
Chioma and
something.
Carolina are? Yeah,
You cannot talk about something that I have not seen because
facts.
now it doesn't exist in my world. Like one thing
Facts.
we learned on like MKR is like the reason why they never wanted us to talk like out off the cameras is because they're like if you guys get to know each other too well, you're gonna talk about inside jokes or things that maybe the viewers don't know. You can't talk about something that I haven't seen. So now she's created a fashion line. I don't know what any of the clothes. What's the name of the fashion line? What event was this? We weren't even there. Why weren't the cameras there? That's the real tea here is why weren't the cameras there? That's what we need to find out because now they didn't show up to what event. Now there's this beef because they didn't show up, but we weren't even there to witness her being shocked that they didn't show up. Then us getting ITMs of Chioma and Caroline explaining why they didn't want to go or why they didn't go. Like why weren't we there? Fuck them not showing up. Why weren't we there? Like, where were the cameras?
It's very frustrating, and yeah, I hear you, girl. I fully 100% hear you.
That scene made no sense to me. I said, "What beef is this?" I thought, because obviously, as a viewer, the last thing that I saw was them on the trip, and Laura was getting along with Chioma. Chioma even went to Laura's room, and they were chatting, and you know what I mean. So the last thing that I saw was you two getting along. Now you were back to not liking her. Okay, fine, you don't like her, but I need the build up of why don't you like her? But
Where
now
was
there's
the
an event
switch
that
up?
happened.
Yeah.
So there's an imaginary event that happened that we don't know anything about.
It's
Nah, that's not okay.
it's wild. It's really, really wild. And yeah, honestly, like I feel
Nah,
like that was the end of 4 and 5. Like there's nothing more that I feel like we
that's
can pick up on.
nothing. No, genuinely nothing else.
So okay,
Nothing else.
I guess you
I'm
can give
so
me your
upset.
ratings.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. I'm so upset. Because the thing is, it's like, it can't be this bad. How is it that bad? Why are you laughing so hard?
You
What
said
are you going to give
two.
it? What are you going to give it?
I think I was honestly gonna give it a 4. Like
Wow.
the 2. No, Shaib, just to be nice, just to be the Paula Abdul, I'm gonna give it a 3. Yeah, just because I feel bad. I don't want to give it a 2 as well.
No, no, no. It's a 2 because it's just too many things happening. And I wouldn't, it's just too, and the
It's
thing
a
is,
2 because there's
this
too many
event,
things happening.
no,
Or
too
not
many things
happening.
that
Too
are
many
not
things
working
not
out,
happening.
not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the really now I'm upset now that we've spoken about this event that happened that we weren't at. How come the cameras weren't there?
Mm,
That is contractually like they're just certain things that in their contract that they need contracts that should be there that they need to fulfill. Like going on group trips, not an option for you not to go on a group trip. It's part
facts.
of your job. Like the thing is, it's meant for you. We meant to. This is about your life.
Yeah.
This is literally about your life. We're watching your life.
Yeah. I
No,
agree.
I'm upset. We can't. Now what? We're gonna have to keep. I can't. Actually, I don't even know what to say. I'm just so perplexed.
I get you. Like, I fully get you. That's why when you texted me this morning, you're like, so we're gonna review 4 and 5. I was like,
Damn,
what are we gonna talk
damn.
about?
What are we gonna talk about? Because it's a 2 out of 10. It's just it needs to get better. I need a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I need a storyline. Just one. I'll
Mm.
take one.
Mm.
I need a storyline because at this point, can you imagine being the person that has to now do the reunion? What are we talking about at the reunion?
I hope there is no reunion. Honestly, I like really hope there's no
Same,
reunion. If there is, just part
same.
one. Just give us one part, please.
Just one part. Maybe just talk about how they felt about being on the show and has it been great for them. We can talk about stuff like that
That's all we need.
because I,
What is this?
I just what is this, guys? What is this? And if you are honestly enjoying it, please let us know because I need you to tell me why.
Yeah.
Because you cannot tell me that you tune into this. We don't watch shows. Shows need to. It's not giving us variety
That's
because it can't be just happy go lucky from episode 1 up until 12. No, we need valleys. We need to. It needs to wind a little bit. One episode maybe it can just be good times only, but next episode it must be lit. Must be lit. People must be fighting. The next episode of that one can be nice again. Huh? After that it must be lit.
Rita said she's a cartographer. She said I need peaks, hills, valleys, and rivers, baby.
We need it because it doesn't have to be drama every single episode, but we need drama at some. We need,
At
but also we
some
need a
point.
storyline. Actually, it's not even about drama. We just need a storyline. Genuinely, need a storyline.
Period. And that's on
We need
period.
a storyline. And at this point, if they were smart and if I was a producer on that show while they were filming, my storyline would be Laura. She would be my storyline. She is the
Laura, someone to
perfect
pick up on,
storyline
definitely, definitely, and
because
even like the whole Carolina and like why she doesn't talk about her husband or her being a gold digger.
exactly.
Like, let's dig on that as well.
Like, where's Laura's sister? Let's bring out that blogger. At this point, let's bring out the
Let's bring
blogger.
out the
Where's
blog.
Linda at? Because she messy as hell. So bring out the blogger. Laura, bring your sister around. Because obviously it bothers the woman. They don't like her. Well, we know Chioma and Caroline don't like her. Bring to ruffle if you make them uncomfortable. Like, we need something. But at this point, Laura is the only focal point because she's creating the drama. She doesn't need to be produced. She's a producer's literally a dream. So she already doesn't like Caroline and Chioma. And we're carrying on with that, but like it now needs to build to a point where I don't know, but it needs to keep building then because that's the only thing that will hold you at the moment is the
Please.
imaginary beef, imaginary fashion line thing that happened. Honestly, I'm sure she has a fashion line, but as a viewer, if I did not see it, it did not happen. So she doesn't have one in my opinion because I have not seen it. I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm done. If you have anything beyond, if you guys gave us episode of 5 out of 10, but tell me why because I need answers.
Honestly, even if you give it a 4.5, we need answers,
Actually,
please.
yeah, at point five, I need to understand what the point five was for, because, ma'am, it's not giving.
Yeah.
But at least I know Durban is giving, and I'm very excited to review the Durban
Oh,
reunion. I know good Durban is giving.
I cannot wait to review the reunion. I still have like a couple of like issues about the reunion, but like the content itself, I feel like it gave.
Good.
Oriel, our guest from one of the early episodes of Durban, I think the Sun City episode, she's coming back. She's going to review both parts with us, and we are looking forward to that. So yeah,
I'm very excited.
100%, 100%.
At least I've done.
But yeah, guys, thank you so
Anyway, guys,
much. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Reality IG, Reality_SA. Yeah, give us those
yes,
shares and those likes on the YouTube as well. And
exactly.
yeah, we will see you next.
And subscribe.
Subscribe, please, please. And we'll see you for
Guys, subscribe.
reunion part 1, Durban. Let's go.
Yeah.